Hi, I'm Shade Foray. I'm here with Steven Swenson, and this is one of our Property Deal of the Day videos where we review different tax sale deals that have happened here just recently that we think are interesting and worth sharing. So let's look at this next deal, which this was actually a very interesting deal. So it was actually for three separate lots, deal that sold, but they sold for different prices here, but each one is about the same size, roughly 3.4 acre to about 3.5 acres, but they're also commercial and had excellent value. So if you look at the value there on that property, look at that, 130,000 on that first one. You've got a value of 33,000 on the next one and 53,000 on the one below that. And so the properties are valued at quite a bit if you look at what the value is assigned by the county.
Yeah, in fact, these are three lots that we were going to register for this auction, but didn't get our deposit and everything done in time, and really kind of kicking ourselves about it because this is three different commercial lots. Each one of them are about 3.5 acres. So we're looking at all combined. We've got some pretty good size there of commercial properties, and they're all adjacent to each other. So they're all sitting right next to each other, commercial land with high value. When we're talking about total value, we're looking at 216,000 just in county assessed value. If we're including what the market value is, in just doing some comps as we were going through and looking at, I think that it's probably over 300, and they ended up spending 8,500, 5,500, and 7,500 for these three lots for a combined total of 21 grand. And so, as far as hitting it out of the park, this is. I wish we would have been the winner on these properties because they are going to do very, very well on them.
Yeah, this is about as well as you can do with land investments, and this is actually exactly what you want to go after. When you're buying as an out-of-state investor, it's a lot easier for you to buy something like this than it is a home. Where you've got to factor in things like the condition of the improvements and other factors. With this property, it's very straightforward. We have we've got 10 acres of land here. In fact, if we won one of these properties, we'd make sure we won all three of them. Which I don't know if these all sold to the same seller. I don't think they did. I don't think they sold to the same seller. Which if it was us, we would have bought all three of them because the value of having all of those right next to each other is so great. And yeah, the prices here at 21,000. I mean, you're paying less than 10 cents on the dollar really for the property, only $2,000 per acre for for commercial land, for vacant commercial, which is pretty hard to do. I mean, $1,000 per acre is pretty well good anywhere. And so for commercial land, which has high value, that's really quite the deal.
Yeah, I think one investor bought two of them, and then there was one other investor that bought the other. But like Shade said, yeah, we would have went a lot higher to pick up all three, and even just picking them up separately, like him picking up two and picking up one, they're large enough that you could sell them separately as well. There's so even in that case, if we could have only won two of them, we probably would have purchased them just because they're big enough you could do what you want with each one of them. But together as a whole, that's where it really could be sold together to an investor that you could make some quick profit on this. And like Shade said, because it's land, we're also going to be limiting, first of all, the risk as far as rehab costs are concerned. We're just going to be quieting the title and then being able to sell them on the market, and get a high rate of return on them.
Yeah, these are really interesting properties, and these are in New York. And in fact, I'm just thinking, um, throughout New York, you'll hear about the exodus in New York and everybody leaving New York, and there's truth, like in terms of the cities, you've got New York City and Manhattan and all the boroughs, and I think people are definitely fleeing those areas and getting out. But there's also the rest of the state where it's not so much of that. They're just more like regular areas, and so property taxes are high, but not necessarily any higher than they are in Texas or lots of other places that have fairly high property taxes. And so that isn't necessarily a disadvantage, either. You know, these properties, they'll have good value. You know, it's nice land, and a lot of these communities are great little communities. You know, where it's a nice place to live, and a lot of them have good growth too.
Yeah, for sure. So did really well on that one, and you know, are probably going to do really well in reselling them as well. You know, if you like what we do, go ahead and check out our website at taxsalesupport.com. That's where we offer our membership program, where we give you access to all of our auction list, over the counter list, weekly trainings, all of our program materials. And so go ahead and check that out if you're interested. Also, please give us a like, subscribe, and if you have any questions, go ahead and hit us up in the comments section.
Yeah, we'd love to answer your questions. So feel free to ask any questions, and we'll answer them in an upcoming video. Thanks so much for watching.